Hello guys, karibuni ndani ya Soccer Connect, your number one football analysis show ndani ya 254. I'm your host Havertz Carlsberg.
Yes, Vincenzo Di Paul.
Yes, the football professor hapa.
Yes, na tunataka leo ku go through game week 13.
Yeah.
Review.
Yes.
Na most of especially Vincenzo hajui but I'm very prepared na predictions zake za last game. So tunataka kupitia kidogo tu tuone wapi na wapi alitudanganya.
Yeah.
Football professor kwa set. But sasa amerudi kidogo, shughuli kidogo hapo pale.
Obvious kama kawa.
Yes, na Gabriel Khan is not with us today.
Yes.
Pia shughuli kidogo.
Yeah, we wish him success.
Yes, so acha tuangalie, let's get right into it. Tuanze na review ya predictions ama to get straight into the game. Ama tutakuwa tunaangalia prediction tukidiscuss the said game. I think that's better.
Yeah, it's better that way.
Yes, so it's okay. I think our first game, tuanzie kwa game ya jana, Spurs 1, Aston Villa 2.
Yes.
I think in my opinion kama tunapata replacement ya Bielsa kwa league. Mtu mwenye anataka tu kuattack. And he's not winning. Yeye bora alicheza poa.
Nini unajua even those best coaches who defend a lot sana. Na ifika mwezi defend. Kuna some games sasa mshinde 5-0 or 4-0. Kuna some games ulishinda 1-0 kwa sawa, you're good to go ama 2-1. So Tottenham Ange Postecoglou after kushine for the past 3 months.
Yes.
Now he's showing us his true colors. I'm ni colors Tottenham. Sijui ni yeye ama Tottenham. I don't know.
I think ni a blend of both because he was not that good as people are making him to be, in my opinion. It might sound controversial because sidhani kuna kwanga na manager late bloomer anatokeanga akiwa 50 ama 60 alafu anaenda anakuwa world class managers. Like it was just a matter of time tujue shida yake ni nini. He was too perfect at the start. Ilikuwa tu a matter of when. Football professor, what do you think na venye Postecoglou like hataki sijui nitaita kiburi ama ni ego, venye hataki songesha line yake nyuma, kuadapt with the injuries na suspensions zenye ako nazo. He still wants to play the same way na inferior players. Na to be fair to him, wali create so many chances, but sasa football is a cruel game. At the end of the day they didn't win, so we have to focus on Kenya angefanya avoid defeat because pia ali concede many chances on the other end. Ilikuwa game inaweza isha 2-1 na ni game inaweza isha 4-4 na another day inaweza isha 4-3, 6-5 because there were so many chances. Thoughts?
First of all, tumeona Postecoglou ni ule coach mwenye ana believe kwa philosophy yake, come rain come sunshine. But ukiangalia hii game ilikuwa I think alikuwa try kucheza highline kama vile amezoea, na pia Unai Emery pia ni master wa hiyo highline.
Yes.
So at some point Aston Villa iliwarenda clueless and they ran out of ideas. And pia naweza kusema ni reality check kwa Tote. After starting the season on a high note, then all of a sudden they went back to default. I think this is the time for the wajiri group and Postecoglou kama ata believe kwa philosophy yake bado ama ata adjust kidogo.
Yes.
Adapt to the Premier League surrounding, pia tutakuja kujua.
Yeah.
Yes, and then ukiangalia the game was won in the second half by very proactive management by Unai Emery. Wali survive the tide in the first half because in the first 20 minutes game ingekuwa 4-0 hata probably. Because kulikuwa na so many chances. Na ukiangalia with a double substitution yenye Unai alipiga half time, ali replace Musa Diaby na Leon Bailey. Akaingiza Yuri Tielemans.
Yeah.
And akaweka Matikash. So and this is what won them the game because I think Tielemans was involved in that goal.
Assist, yeah.
Yes, so passing ya Tielemans na running ya Bailey ili cause havoc sana second half. I think second half Villa were more controlling the game.
I think opinion. If I may kidogo. I think kitu Toto walifanya, the mistake walifanya na hii mistake wanafanya kwa kila game. Okay, apart from even trying not to defend, they always miss a lot of chances. Ukiangalia I remember Spurs against Chelsea. nakumbuka the first 20 minutes they really played good, and if kama hiyo game ilikuwa wakuwa ahead hata 4 kituka 4 to 5 goals ahead before Chelsea hata regroup ama ianze kujipanga na anything, si ndio? But ukiangalia now same thing walifanya wamefanya against Villa. Ni game wamelusa ni a lot of chances, like in lacks of like Kluveski, like in Johnson, yani they're just there aje to take chances zao, wana attack, wana make transition poa, lakini wakifika pale now they're clueless.
Kwanza Kulusevski na Johnson kazi yao ni hao tu ni hatari, there is nothing. Kulusevski is a very overrated player in my opinion. Alikuwa tu na purple patch during his loan. Na since hiyo season iishe, he has never been anything close to what he was.
Alafu is very poor in one on one.
Yes, he never beats
his one of the worst wingers kwa one on one.
He never beats his man.
Ajawai, sijui mbona shida ipo.
Difference yake tu na Anthony, you might think if you're not keen unaweza dhania Kulusevski anafanyanga fiti. Difference yake na Anthony ni hakaangi clumsy, but he never beats his man.
Kulusevski is very good in transition, what make that run make, alafu kufika pale kwa one on one now. Chenga ujamu pita ama make that perfect pass.
Again
hapo na draw line up.
Again at some point pia wana miss ile creativity spark ya Maddison. Juzile ma one time passes sahi hatuzioni kwa hiyo team ya Spurs. Tunaona too much of individualism. Ukianza na Kulusevski ana attempt dribbles kama 5, hakuna yeye anakuwa nao successful.
Exactly.
Nani Brennan Johnson pia bado hajashika fire vinafaa. So I think bottom line wana miss pia creativity ya Maddison sana.
Yes, na pia ukiangalia before we wind up on this game, Villa wako na club record 22 Premier League wins in a calendar year. They actually seem like they are strong contenders for the top 4 this season. So those teams zenye zina battle for Europe akina Chelsea, Mainoo, Brighton, Newcastle.
Yes.
Villa is one of the teams they need to be looking at sasa closely because wana stick a very strong claim. Na pia finally lack of depth ya Spurs pia inakuwa exposed, like we are seeing their frailties. Juu wame lose 3 games in a row. Partly tunaweza sema ni because of injury crisis na suspensions za mtu kama Romero etc, cause ni sad cause it happen at the same time kabisa. Yes, but long may it continue. Spurs is just Spurs. To move on to our next game at the Goodison Park, Everton 0, Man United 3. Everton fans persecution complex na siege mentality did not help them in any way at the team in itself. So I thought wange galvanize themselves. Nilikuwa nimepredict an Everton win. I thought wange galvanize themselves and go to war, but all thanks to a worldy goal by Garnacho in the 3rd minute. Hiyo bao iliharibu plans zote.
Garnacho
zilipea Man United early control na wakasettle mapema. Because the first half United waliletwa even after the goal. That was the only shot on target the whole first half. So it was another poor performance from United. The scoreline will deceive you. But it was another poor performance, but they were ruthless with the few chances they had. And they took all the 3 points, which is important, and as well kept a clean sheet. Man United is the first Premier League club kuweka 500 clean sheets in the Premier League. So Vincenzo, Man United fan, ulionaje hiyo game?
Kwanza hii game haikuwa one of the very best performances kwa Manchester.
Yes.
Regarding zile chances tulipatia Everton, tuseme ingekuwa ni a more better team, a more better structured team, hiyo game tuseme kama team kama Liverpool or Man City tunge concede bao kama 3 or 4. But bottom line ni tulijaribu control the game, because most importantly ku win, getting those 3 points. If you get your chance, funga. And maybe for the first time in recent times tumeona Man U score over 3 goals in a game after a long while. It's been long since tuone such a scoreline kwa Manchester United.
It's United's biggest win of the season so far. And again, your front 3 yote ilifunga in that game, of which something they have not done yet this season. Heading into this game, their front 3 ilikuwa tuna bao moja the whole season.
But at least Rashford and Martial
na Garnacho, that was the front 3 that started. Marasmus tena ni kama aliumia. He is not available. Yes, so and then that Garnacho goal, I think it will be the goal of the season. So then you will see a better goal than that.
Itakuja tu ingine tu, but I think okay, anyway.
But for
Alejandro
for November imeshinda goal of the month.
Alejandro Ferreira Garnacho. Hiyo goal hiyo ni wale class. Nilimtolea kofia by the way.
Yes,
is one of those goals that ni very rare kupiga, ni very rare kupata. Na if kama player kama huyu hata kama ni opponent sometimes just need to congratulate
it's a very difficult technique actually.
Yeah.
Hizo ni once in a lifetime goals.
Yeah, alafu kwa open kwa such a kid like him.
Yes.
I think hii ni moral tosha ama booster kwake in his future. Yeah.
And then it was a goal reminiscent to Manchester United legend Wayne Rooney. So niko na swali hapo. Which of the two goals is gani better kuliko ingine?
For me I'll go with ya Garnacho. Ukiangalia the distance alitake kupiga hiyo ball company ile Rooney ilikuwa ni kama ina short range. Ya Garnacho alitoa from far, alafu ile positioning alikuwa nayo huwezi compare na
ali stretch
from far, alafu
alafu ukiangalia pia the same goals ukiangalia ni Garnacho ni kama ako bit high kidogo.
Yes, yeah. Considering tena ni kafupi kalienda juu sana. And then execution yake ilikuwa perfect. Most people will lean na bao ya Rooney because of the occasion, Manchester derby. But technical execution ya Garnacho hands down ni better.
Yeah, true.
Yes, and the two goals, speaking of Rooney na Garnacho, they have one thing in common. Ni gani?
they have
Manchester United fan. The two goals have something in common.
And I didn't see this coming.
They are both were assisted by Portuguese.
Yes. Diogo Dalot na Luis Nanzi.
Walai siko najua hiyo.
Yeah, so let's get on. There was another debutant. Nilimwona pre-season, I think one game,
Mainoo.
Yes. Yeah. Alicheza, he was good and then he got injured. His season was cut short. Yeah. Now he's back, akapata his chance.
First start.
Yes, his first Premier League debut.
Yeah.
And I can comfortably say he was Manchester United's best player on that pitch. Hands down, like nobody came close in my opinion. He was excellent. Kuna saa especially in the first half, alikuwa anafanya kazi ya 6, 8 na 10 peke yake. He was doing everything on his own.
I think huyu ni player of future for United and they got a very good player in him. I think this is his first full start. Ashapiga debut I think kitu kama last hapo.
Yes.
Yeah. Mainoo hapa I think shida ni I don't know if United will waste him because he talent haifai iende hivyo to the drain because ukiangalia venye anacheza poa. Admin kwa hiyo after venye nilikuwa na watch game nilikuwa na wonder then what akina nani wanafanyanga nini kwa Amrabat na Casemiro.
Yes.
Because this guy anacheza kama let me compare him with Prime Paul Pogba
nakonga na hiyo.
Okay, yani as if yani he was having that on a spark. Any ball in PT anazicollect hivi anazipiga tackle.
Effective, very neat.
Ni anakuwa very smart, anakuwa anapiga pass zake. Yani hako na mambo mingi.
Because amefanya kitu sijaona any United midfielder akifanya since the beginning of last season. Alikuwa available during build up, a receive ball, a turn, open up the pitch, play. United I think is the most technical footballer huko Man United. Ni
one of Manchester United legend Gary Neville akisema ati he thinks that Mainoo is a kind of a Pep Guardiola player.
Of course
yani it's like anaingiana kwa the system of Pep. Yani it's like anajua is like akona hizo brains za work under Pep.
Of course what overdo the hype and all that in British tax and all that, but tukiangalia kidogo he had a very good sofa score rating.
Yeah.
Alikuwa na 7.2. Actually mimi sijui alipea nani man of the match hiyo game, but he was supposed to be is my man of the match.
Walipatia Bruno but Bruno gave it to Garnacho I think.
Of course, but mimi Kobbie Mainoo is supposed
to Manchester was voted man of the match.
Exactly.
Yeah. Na Mainoo.
Okay.
Yes, cause
Bruno I think walipatia Garnacho.
Walipatia Bruno kwa sababu ya yeye.
Bruno akapatia Garnacho.
Yes, so ukiangalia his stats, he had very good stats. alikuwa na 61 touches, alikuwa na 38 out of 46 accurate passes, which is 83% according to SofaScore. He had 0 key passes. He held long balls. He completed 2 out of 4 long balls. He had 2 out of 3 successful dribbles in that game. Ground duels, he won 3 out of 5. Aerial duels, won 2 out of 3, considering anacheza na Everton. Possession lost 13 times, of which I can be okay with him na hiyo, because he was not getting any help, especially in possession.
Yeah, true.
And then ukiangalia clearances, he had 2. He had one very clean goal line clearance, because I think if the game went to 1-1 before halftime, United lose that game. Wangefold as we all expected. He blocked 1 shot, 2 interceptions, tackles, he made 1, and he was dribbled past 0 times. So it was a very good display. Hopefully they don't waste him, he keeps it up. Now to finalize on your game, Manchester United is the most informed team in the league. 2 points currently behind title contending Tottenham. So United have 5 wins in 6 matches. Na funny thing ni most of United's wins zina come away. Yeah, so I think, is there anything else to add kwa hii game ya United?
I don't think so.
And Martial got his customary goal against Everton. He seems to have a good record against the trophies.
Everton and Man City yani anachenga Martial.
Yes.
yake kila siku.
Yeah.
Another blockbuster fixture weekend, St James Park.
St. James Park. Chelsea went to St. James Park for one reason.
Yes. So Newcastle 4, Chelsea 1. Chelsea walikuwa na disaster class, especially considering the fight they had put up against the treble winners. Kaisha 4-4. So in this game, it was a sheer disaster class. Reece James, the captain, saw a red. Thiago Silva was an unusual self. Leslie Ugochukwu chased shadows the whole game. And my favorite midfielder in the league, Enzo Fernandez, aliteseka kama kawaida.
Disaster. Only always putting off pale disaster performance.
Na hiyo yote ni considering Newcastle iko na injuries ya karibu sijui ni 11.
But sometimes pia vile hiyo la nepe Chelsea kutokelezea. I question Pochettino's lineup. Ugichukwu and you have Caicedo on the bench. Why? Alafu
Pochettino explained pretty much, because you know the thing with the South Americans.
Yeah.
Like unless you really have to start them, they arrive so late. Huko kuna kwanga mbali. So alisema he had arrived on Fridays during morning ama evening. So he only had one training session before the game, so there is no need of risking him.
okay, then sumwanza alafu mtoe basi. The bet.
So it's usually a common practice na South American players. Unaona hata Jesus alitolewa mapema, like he can't do the full.
So tukapata nani pia ni
Luis Diaz
some excuse.
started on the bench. Martinelli alitoka.
So nani pia some excuse. That's why alifumble.
We'll get to Liverpool. Alisson pia kuna rumors he might be out for 5 weeks.
Injury.
Picked up an hamstring. Yes, hiyo travel inakuanga refu. Wanafika late. Yes. Yeah, so it was an impressive performance from Newcastle, considering wako na 11 senior players on the treatment room. They had 3 goalkeepers and 4 academy players on the bench, and the assist for the first goal ya Isaac ilikuwa from an academy boy,
a 17-year-old.
yes. I really enjoyed that composure and the way he slid through the pass. The best guys in that pass. I really enjoyed that. What's your thoughts on Chelsea?
I think kwanza wali approach hii game with a poor tactical setup. Ni kama Poch alikuja na hii game with a very same hiyo mentality ya players wa Chelsea pale iko down. The tactical setup, everything about Chelsea was just off from the first minute to the last minute. Even time walikomboa bao ungeona tu ni game tu game bado wata lose, because the way Newcastle were playing, Newcastle looked so much organized. They are pressing on and off the ball, ilikuwa iko sawa. So I think Chelsea had an bad day in office, and it was a very deserved lose for them.
Yes, and before Vincenzo achangie, I think they also played into the hands of Newcastle, because ukienda kutaka kucheza hiyo end to end tennis kind of game kwa basketball, St James Park, Newcastle is a very emotional team, so once they get one and the crowd ingie behind them, you have no chance if you're not solid and all that.
Yeah, true.
Your basketball, you're not getting anything. We've seen PSG suffer there last season.
Several teams, even this big
City,
teams.
Lisha 3-3, Arsenal lost there.
Yeah.
His season, like St. James is a very tough place, and Pochettino called that their worst performance of the season. So Vincenzo, thoughts?
I think after Chelsea being combo after that, let me say, what a goal from Sterling. Hiyo ni free kick ingine sijaiona akipiga. Chelsea will regain some confidence, wakaanza kuplay poa, ni wakaanza kutulia game, but now I think somehow I can't blame the whole of Chelsea, but I can blame some individual players like the likes of Reece James,
Thiago,
I can't blame him
by his standards.
But ukiangalia I think his age inafaa Chelsea tukubali tu mara moja, this guy is old in football. Okay, ni sawa, but ukiangalia hizo vitu ni mtu age anazafanya peke yake.
Na sasa alipressiwa hapo kwa kona.
Yes,
anafanya one leg.
So I think like someone like nani pia alikuwa awful Gallagher. Hiyo game hakuwa ile Gallagher tumezoea for like the past 4 to 5 games.
Best midfielder.
Yeah. Alafu now ni coming to the captain. His first yellow card ilikuwa ya upuzi because
a petulant card ya upuzi.
Ile ukifurubisha lia sio mbona piga ball unapewa yellow. Alafu now the second yellow card obviously hiyo ni yellow card foul. So obviously in red card. So kumaanisha umecost team and you are the captain.
Yes.
So kumaanisha kuna some mtu ndivyo Sterling really performed well,
lakini
Palmer alijaribu.
Sterling alicheza poor in patches.
Yeah.
Palmer is yet to score a non-penalty goal his season.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes we go overboard with this hype na nini.
Okay, so I just think somehow Chelsea pia as players wanafaa waamue tu kuamka tu na wacheze poa na wacheze team.
I think it's still early days but they'll be caught out. They'll get better.
Na vile unasema ni Potter anaweka everything into place, the tactics,
yes,
like kitu, but sio ukipata ni kama players wanamwangusha tu at the end.
I can understand about Portugal's Arteta first 1-2 seasons. Like ulikuwa unaweza ona game plan but you lose the game 3-0 because players shot themselves in the foot completely. But tactical setup kila kitu iko sawa.
I think really this season I can't judge Pochettino. I can judge Chelsea but I can't judge Pochettino. But next season now mambo kichemuka hapo sasa nao.
Next season we should be seeing, nimeona rumors wana target Osimhen in January. It's a whole different story yenye tutadiscuss in our transfer.
If kama target Osimhen, I think it might be better because Jackson hawasaidi kabisa.
Jackson
the guy okay. Doesn't help.
I think he doesn't help. Doing okay so far. No. He's not poor.
Nothing is
he's poor. Doing okay.
He's poor.
Akona bao ngapi? 6
or 4. Like 5 I think.
Yeah, he's doing okay. And we've only played 13 games.
By his standards.
He's not a Haaland.
But you are now in a bigger team than ile.
It's okay. He's as well 21 ama ni 22.
Hiyo just team tupeleka Haaland provided there's no supply as a striker. Utaflop tu, utakuwa na hiyo deficiency ya mabao.
Okay, but I think from those attack from your attack ya Chelsea venye iko the tactical setup kina Gallagher, Enzo, Nani, Palmer and Sterling, there's only one person who should benefit a lot. That's the striker and it should be him. Actually sahi anafaa anapigana na nani huko Haaland huko.
I think yako ni agenda because
no si agenda but I just think that
is a young project player ndio amekuja Premier League. He's due 21 money 20. He's never like been
6-year project hiyo. So yes. Still give it time to mature.
Exactly. Na hata mimi na feel return yake ni fair.
Iko sawa up to
akona kama 6 goals in 13 games. That's fair. That's a goal every 2 games on average. That's fair for someone like Jackson.
Okay, then why Chelsea looking for another striker? Chelsea, and yes, they have him and Kobbie is also coming back.
Chelsea is just Chelsea. Chelsea wananunuanga tu. They have money. Chelsea wanaendanga wana spending spree. Chelsea ni kawa dem. Dem akitembea roho ni kiatu poa. Bora kwa na doa atanunua. That's what Chelsea do. So even though we spend 1 billion and if you look at the team on the pitch, you can't see a billion hapo. Yeah, so and final question before we move on from this game is injuries in Newcastle. Do you think ni sheer bad luck ama hawajazoea kucheza Champions League na ligi, ama it's a sign that Newcastle's ultra intensity ina provoke a systematic burnout. It happens in most teams.
Okay, talking of Newcastle, I think ni bad luck. Na ni bad luck kwa almost every team has an injury. So hii yao ni bad luck. I don't think ni kitu ni with so many games at Champions League ni watazoea tu pole pole if kama ni hivyo, but I don't think ni jua Premier League, FA Cup, Carabao, Champions.
It can be a blend of everything, Professor.
I mean, my own opinion, I could say Newcastle see majority of their players hawajazoea kucheza like on a Tuesday, on a Saturday. Like hii season wamecheza game mob including Carabao, the Champions League. So hiyo bana uchiko and ina affect at some point because kitu hujazoea.
Yeah, but I'm really happy for them, at least Isak amerudi, even though Wilson pia ameenda injury, and he made a very good impact kwa hiyo game ya Chelsea. He scored actually, so I think it'll be good for them going forward, especially kwa the heavy fixture coming in December and plus the Champions League yenye wanacheza against PSG away. I think it will help.
Yes, plus kuongezea hapo kwa systematic burnout, because it happens at most top clubs. Arteta's first season, Klopp's first season, Pep's first season. I think the intensity yenye inakujanga
umoja sahi, sorry to cut you short, but unasai Newcastle wana try unaona ni kubidile winning mentality
plus the way they play,
ndio shinde pia trophy. You must build that mentality kwa players na fans, ndio pia fans pia wako na believe kwenye, so mkikuja hapa support. It's like now we need to win every game, na hiyo catch up na players wenye hajazoea like venye the football professor amesema.
Hiyo kucheza
because so mna push na ni kila game mna push for
kila game ni important, because Champions League hakuna free game, Premier League hakuna free pass. A club like Newcastle games, Carabao, they will fight tooth and nail to win the first trophy of this new regime.
Exactly.
So hawana game ati wanaweza sema hii atoe kwa gas kidogo. Yeah, so let's go to the biggest game of the weekend. Manchester City won, Liverpool won. And before we go into the football, there were 2 planes flown in this game, 2 banners flown during the game. The first one was the one I said up in the game. In the preview show, Everton fans walisema Premier League, imeandikwa Premier League is equals corrupt. So they are saying the Premier League is corrupt. Hata kwa game ya Everton home walikuwa wamehold bana, zimeandikwa Premier League corrupt.
At the 10th minute walikuwa wamehold because they were deducted 10 points.
And then the second banner was UAE free Ahmed Mansour. So most of you anjua mjui Ahmed Mansour ni nani, and the reason the banner was put there, yes, the banner trailed by a chartered plane read UAE free Ahmed Mansour. Mansour is a poet and a blogger from UAE who has been imprisoned since 2017 after a court in the UAE found him guilty of insulting the status and prestige of the UAE and its symbols, publishing false information to damage UAE's reputation abroad. So that's why the guy has been convicted. The banner is part of the campaign by Amnesty International, ile activists na nini kutetea wase, to raise awareness of Mansour's plight, to persuade Manchester City fans to call for his release, because affiliation ya Man City na wanaweza mtetea kidogo maybe if the fans decide, but I think it's ilienda under the radar. So according to Amnesty, Mansour is in isolation, is required to sleep on the floor and has no access to books, TV, radio, pens or paper, and is allowed outside his cell only 3 times a week. So we know how the Arab governments is nakuanga, so we'll not get into politics. I was just getting the news, like in case mtu alikiwatch game aliona ndege ajue ilikuwa ya nini na kwa nini.
True.
Yeah, so now let's get into the game. Man City's run of 23 home wins in all competition is now over. Hiyo home run ya Man City ilikuwa crazy. One more victory kama wangechapa Liverpool wangekuwa wameequal the record set by an English top flight club, Sunderland, between 1890 to 1892.
18.
Yes. Hizi records ni za zamani. Haaland has 50 in 48 games.
Yes.
Thoughts on Erling Haaland briefly too, especially on that goal. The defender in me was very disappointed because most people want to blame Alisson. for the miss kick ndio aliangusha ball and then Ake dribbled, but mimi my problem is with Trent na ilikuwa Szoboszlai ama ilikuwa
I think Szoboszlai was the one to foul Ake.
Either of them, like it was just foul him. He upate a yellow card, and then Matip alilala Kazuba.
I think Matip maybe expected kina Szoboszlai na Trent wadili na Ake before apasie ball. Mjua venye ball ifikia Haaland watu they had no option because ukimguza ni penalty.
Because Haaland alizuba, and then I think pia Van Dijk could at least try close down kidogo pia alizuba. At least come too close kidogo umharakishe. Because Haaland ukimpatia free shot at goal.
Okay, jota shot ni venye niangalia vizuri hakuipiga that ile mzuri.
But sasa
so angepata pressure kidogo maybe hata ange
that's usually the purpose of pressurizing opponents. Because ukiangalia ndo ufunge 50 goals, you're not going to catch all of them cleanly, but they shoot a lot. Si wenye ufunga sana. They shoot so much. So kulikuwa na another talking point, Professor Doku versus Trent. What's your thoughts on that debate? Imeleta shida sana.
I don't think Doku had troubled Trent ile so much kwa hii game. Trent alijaribu hiyo maduels 1-on-1 1v1 versus Doku at some point. Mimi sikuona kali trouble sana.
Vincenzo.
Okay, I think Trent got a lot of problems against Doku. Doku almost, I think he broke a record 11 dribbles in a game.
Yes.
Yeah. So kitu ifanya Trent hiyo debate ikafunika just because he equalized the goal.
And on top of that, I think I agree with you to some extent. And on top of that, pia ni because every time Doku was going past Trent, it was resulting into nothing.
Yeah,
like haikuwa impactful on the other end.
I think
it easily slides under the radar. But
hapo kwa Doku, I think our forward except Haaland walikuwa down. City, because hiyo game hata before in Liverpool wanza kufikiria mambo anything to do with a goal. I think City should have gone like 3 to 4 goals ahead.
Yes. Liverpool
because Foden and Alvarez, especially Foden and Alvarez, walikuwa chini. They were really wasteful kwa hiyo game.
Foden failed to capitalize a clear assist from.
Because mimi hata actually I thought Foden might trouble Tsimikas more than even Doku versus Trent.
Foden, the hype Foden gets supersedes the man, like the cloud anakujanga nayo. The idea of Foden is better than the player himself. It's like siko baya, but ni kama akina Joao Felix. Like the idea of Joao Felix
ilikuwa ya Cristiano
ni kubwa kuliko what we get. Another person, mtu kama Enzo, the idea of Enzo ni kubwa kuliko the player we see on the pitch. Like Foden is just one of those players. So
maybe he will be better in future, but really now the
if you can't.
He's only 23 anyway.
And again at some point pia anakuanga na poor decision making sana.
Mara mingi sana. Is the reason he doesn't get a central position at Man City, even when kama sahi Man City hawana any chief creator available, but he is never trusted. He's still getting played wide. Hiyo tells me so much.
Yeah, but your game, I think I can, the person I can really applaud kwa your game ni Bernardo Silva. He really played a very good game. That guy is an engine. Alikuwa everywhere. He was taking all the balls. Spark. Alikuwa anazicollect akipeleka.
I was telling someone, but I hate Bernardo Silva for the same reason I like him. Bernardo Silva can have a 3/10 versus Luton, Nottingham Forest. Ukimwamsha leo umwambia ni Real Madrid, ni Liverpool, ni Chelsea, who the guy can anaweza hata akiwa blindfolded and he'll have a good game. So
Bernardo Silva, he's a big game player. Hata even Lingala is a big game player in out of big six kwa Premier League since akuja akona 20 goals contribution.
That's a good return, considering amekuwa drop for 1.5 season.
In against big six.
Yes, that's a very good return.
So
and one big talking point ya hii game, the Ruben Dias disallowed goal, the foul on Alisson. I actually thought we had a good week referee related. Hakuna siasa mingi hivi as compared to the previous one, but I think this goal should have stood mimi ukiniuliza. Because if the Gabriels, nilisikiza hiyo audio ya VR akisema Gabriel was not fouled kabisa. the two hands and the way he's falling blah blah blah. Walileta physics kwa futa in short. So I think ukiapply the same physics hapa, the goal should be standing.
Me I'm very very sure ingekuwa Anfield bao inge stand if kama ni Liverpool.
Liverpool score that
because it's like kuna some teams who are favored. Yes, I'm very very sure Klopp has yongea kuhusu hiyo, but if kama ingekuwa ni Liverpool, I'm very very sure angekuja loud crying, like he needs some sympathy, like. But anyway, it's god of football waliamua hiyo bao isikue bao. So
the only excuse I'm taking for that goal being disallowed, it's maybe because goalkeepers are protected. I can take that, but don't take
Liverpool vizuri, hata VAR confirm vizuri Alisson aliguzwa before hata ball imfikie, so it's like huyu jamaa alimwachilia after kushika ball, like Adela alikumba
ball.
Ukiangalia hata nini, do you remember ile the game Arsenal versus Manchester United at Old Trafford, the season 21-22, ile bao ya Smith Rowe, the guy alikuwa ameumia kwa post, but the goal stood. I think iko tu in the same line na hii.
But I think here the difference is the guy alikuwa amegongwa na Fred, like technically inakaa si fair, but by the rules it's not a foul.
It's not a foul, yeah.
And the referee hakuwa amemuona akiwa chini. So cause angemuona angesimamisha, cause ball isichezwa kipa akiwa down. And what I didn't like about your kitu na De Gea is time Arsenal ilifunga aliamka, he was the first person to the referee. So ni nini ulikuwa unalala chini kama hujaumia? Cause I really hate that. Hata kuna saa Man City ilikuwa ina attack, I think ni Akanji ama ni nani, alikuwa amekaa chini. Now the game has to be stopped. Tena referee tu akistopisha hivi anaamka. I hate that behavior. I really hate that behavior. So I think,
but I think part of the tactics of Guardiola pia is
hii hapa nini, it's not tactic. I think ni Akanji, unaona game ilikuwa okay, alikuwa foul, si ndio?
Yes.
Edesa alikuwa foul na kakaa chini, si ndio? Now game inaendelea, game hata pesa Man City alikuwa complain. Referee ni game on, hiyo ball iko na player wetu, mbona player? Alafu Firimbi nalia anaamka. Umetuwest sisi kama teammates wako. Unasika teammates wako umetuwest. Because ball tuko nayo already. Referee amepuliza kipenga juu yako, alafu unaamka tayari
kulala tu hapo chini.
After Firimbi hivi akaamka. So unashangaa nini umetuwest? Ilikuwa tunaenda kufunga.
Yes, and finally on that game kabla Vincenzo hapo akasirike. I just want to highlight performance ya Akanji playing the Stones role, stepping into midfield, breaking lines with ball carrying na passing, connecting with the wingers. He was singled out by the manager Pep. Direct quote, word for word, Pep said, "Mainoo was incredible at Chelsea and here. Fullback, center half, holding midfield, passes, he is strong. What a player Chiki has brought me." Akanji, I used to watch Akanji at Dortmund. I knew he was a good defender.
Yes.
But I used to think he's error prone. I used to think he's error prone.
You just think that this is one of the just average defenders.
He was a potential. Hata akiwa mdogo, alikuwa one of those touted to become something big. But I think I'm a grow fitty. Maybe potential yake realize at a better place because he is only 26, I think 27. Because for you to be profiled na recruitment team ya Man City, I think that says a lot.
Because it wasn't a Pep signing actually. Ni Pep you have a player, a very good player. I think if you teach him 1 2 3, he will understand you.
Yes.
And ni lucky City, lucky Pep. We have him and he's a very incredible player.
Yes, so because the time has gone, I think to round up the other fixtures before we finish today's review. Round up the other fixtures. So hapa tutaanza na
Luton versus Crystal Palace. Luton walishinda 2-1.
Yes.
I think I predicted Luton to win.
Yes,
if I'm not wrong, because hiyo atmosphere wanaona nako kwao inawanga wild. I think is the second to St James Park. St James Park.
And then kiangalia like Crystal Palace, it's a very weird, like the injury thing, like Olise wanarudishiwa hivi na mkono moja, wananyang'anywa check Dukure na mkono ingine. Nasikia I was reading he might be out maybe for the rest of the campaign. So Cheick Doucouré is a very good player. Liverpool wanted to sign him in the summer, but he was injured again. Ilimharibia move. I think he should have been at Liverpool side kama angekuwa fit. Na ukiangalia, I think we don't have so many to say. Palace have beaten only Burnley in the past 2 months and have lost 4 from their last 5 Premier League games. Na Luton, big up. This is my second team this season, of course, after Everton.
They're playing like a proper Premier League team.
They had their first Premier League home win. And if you're fighting relegation, I think they are getting the template. Home should be a fortress.
Yeah, true.
I'm actually afraid Arsenal is going there in like 3 weeks.
I think
2 weeks. Arsenal is going there.
Even City is going there.
Yes, and
in like 2 to 3 weeks.
Liverpool will survive by a whisker. I think the remaining big 6 teams, kuna mtu hapo atapiga. Hata Tottenham will survive hapo. Luton missed chances
mingi sana.
So the rest,
because in really fear venye Man City so kupale hizo timu za upiga transitions so many times in a game.
Yes.
Ni hapo sometimes City inazaumia.
Yes, and then moving on to Nottingham Forest 2 versus Brighton 3. 10 men Brighton's dunked on Nottingham Forest after Lewis Dunk was sent off.
So Brighton dunked on Forest.
Yes. After Dunk was sent off.
So Brighton waliingia ndani ya Forest wakadunk kwa Forest after Dunk being sent off.
After Dunk amefukuzwa ndani ya Forest.
Haya.
Anyway, Forest's long home unbeaten run ended since April. They are one of the best records. If you watch this show, you know their home record. Forest was superior, by the way. I think they were the better team if you watched that game. Because ukiangalia on the balance of play, Forest will create 4 big chances as compared to Brighton's 1. Like football sometimes, XG walikuwa na 1.69. Brighton has 1.46. Walikuwa na 18 shots compared to Brighton's 11. Because football sometimes, I think at this level, you have to take your chances. Because the other team is also good. Mi nasemanga, hata yo team ingine, they wanaendanga training. Hata wako na plan. They are also turning up to win. Yeah, so anything to say on that match before we move to Sheffield and Bournemouth? Plus nikiongezea before Vincenzo uingilie ni they are undergoing an injury crisis with 10 injuries. Europa League inalemea Brighton sana. Dezabi alikuwa very honest. I think sometimes he's too honest for my liking. Alisema they hawajazoea kucheza 3 games a week, so
yeah, it's true. I think hapo wako sawa because ukiangalia alafu some of main players like Mitoma injury from international break. Ni vitu mingi zita happen. Though I think I really like the way walicheza against Forest because sile Brighton imezoea, but they took their chances. They took their chances and they won the game. Yeah,
because pia Forest walimisa Awoni na Brighton have both scored and conceded in a record 17 matches. 17 games wanafunga na wana concede. Okay, the injuries part. Now this was Brighton's first win in 7 Premier League games. So pia wamekuwa kisafa sana. Tukienda kwa Sheffield versus Bournemouth, Resurgence and Iraola winning 3 in 4. Sheffield United, I think they'll get relegated because if you can't put up a fight against Rikayako, they are going nowhere. They are now 7 points. Bournemouth 7 points clear of the relegation zone. And next season we will be seeing Burnley versus Sheffield. So
next season or next week?
Next week, sorry. So we will see a sacking hapo.
El Sakiko.
Because both managers were under humongous pressure. And then Burnley won, West Ham.
Burnley kidogo wanapatia house because they scored fast. But
nilijua, like I was so sure. Niliona kwa goal rush Burnley wamefunga. Nikangoja tu goal rush ya West Ham. Like
yani company ananiangusha.
Company with the first manager to be sacked up, to be honest.
Na ni company
ya sana. Wanambembeleza ni kama
Premier League inakuangania league of results. If you can't get results.
If you can't get the results.
And he's breaking records. The first Burnley have the joint worst home start to an English season with 7 straight home defeats. If you want to survive in this league and you can't win at home, that is terrible.
Yes. So we have only got one fixture remaining, Fulham versus Wolves. Yes. It will be later today. So I think all in all, game 13 imetupatia some results.
So many goals.
Yeah, some good results, again bad results. Yeah. So all in all, the Premier League is always the better league and always wonderful to watch.
Yeah, so and it lived up to expectations with the amount of goals we witnessed this weekend. Yes, and nikimalizia of course top of the table after hii game week kila mtu analala namba yake. And yes, so thank you very much. Keep watching, keep liking, keep commenting and subscribe. Soccer Connect,
where the game comes alive.